and welcome to our BBC School Report. Our main stories nationally are George Osborne's budget and how compulsory finance lessons should be incorporated into the school curriculum, and the ongoing Horsemeat scandal.
And in addition to this, we will be asking a question: are we a nation addicted to smartphones?
Firstly, we've been getting the nation's response to yesterday's budget.
Yesterday saw George Osborne do his fourth budget as Chancellor of the Exchequer. Last year was called an omni-shambles, but what is the reaction to this year's? Well, I've been finding out. But first, what did George Osborne have to say yesterday? While he said that the budget would help hard-working people, he then added that despite the progress the government has made, there is work to do, and although it is taking longer than expected, we are slowly but surely fixing our country's economic problems. Despite the doom and gloom, Osborne announced that the country would avoid a triple-dip recession. Ed Miliband's reaction to yesterday's budget was a more of the same budget for a downgraded Chancellor and downgraded government. And political figures, think about this budget.
I'm very pleased. There are almost 4,000 small businesses in the Cobblestone constituency, and those small businesses will in the main have a tax break of £2,000, which will enable them to grow, develop, and in particular take on new staff. And that's great news for young people. Well, I think these actually are really positive policies because they are ensuring that opportunities to create jobs are opened up, and that's where we're really going to see the country get back on its feet.
Anything in this year's budget that wasn't mentioned?
Yes, there is actually. You may have noticed in the budget that the government has made a commitment to help families, and I am very, very disappointed that the government has not introduced what is called the transferable tax allowance, and that means that where one member of the family, one parent is not working, then they can have the tax exemptions that they would have had if they'd worked.
Why is recovery taking longer than your party expected?
Well, clearly we're in not just a national but an international economic meltdown. You can see that from Spain, Greece, Ireland, and of course most recently Cyprus. There are massive problems with regard to the trade with the rest of the world. It's very, very difficult.
Okay, but do you think Osborne should have changed his course?
No, not at all. That's just what I said. I think he's absolutely right. Basically, if we want to bring borrowing down, we have to control spending, and that's what we've done.
Unfortunately, due to technical difficulties, we are unable to have sound for this interview with Liberal Democrat Peter Hurst. However, he outlined that he doesn't think George Osborne is the right man for rescuing Britain economically and thinks that Vince Cable could be a good replacement. He is also really pleased that the Lib Dem policy £10,000 tax allowance threshold has been introduced and would have liked it to be set at minimum wage, not £10,000. I spoke to Sam Corcoran, a member of Labour on the Cheshire East Council. He believes that George Osborne should change his course due to the growth forecast for 2013 being down. The deficit is not coming down as fast as we were promised. The country's AAA credit rating has been lost, and this comes after 3 years of pain, and George Osborne's policies still aren't working. However, Sam welcomes the idea of 2,000 savings on employees' national insurance, as this measure will be welcomed by many small businesses and may encourage some to take on new employees. The majority of students don't even know who George Osborne is, but how does the budget affect them? Well, even though most government departments are to see their budgets cut, schools won't be and will be protected. It will also be good news for your parents, who will see a decrease on beer tax and no increase on fuel, and the higher personal allowance may ease some pressure on their budget. So occasionally you may have a meal out. So it's not all doom and gloom. Overall, there's been a mixed reaction to yesterday's budget, with people liking the £10,000 income tax threshold and the £2,000 national income tax for small businesses. One thing's for sure, George Osborne is under more pressure as the Chancellor. Our reporters, Beth and Laura, are asking how the Horsemeat scandal has affected both individuals and businesses.
Hi, I'm Laura.
Hi, I'm Bethan.
We're going to talk to you about the Horsemeat scandal.
If we want to stop this kind of thing from happening again, we need to think a bit more about our food.
The Horsemeat got into some products but meant to be containing beef because the people that produced it before us found it hard to produce beef at a reasonable price.
Tesco, Aldi, Co-op, Morrison's, Lidl and Iceland have all had to take away their beef burgers and ready meals meant to be containing beef as a result.
The two shops will be investigating, Aldi and Co-op. We will also investigate how and if it has affected our school.
We went to West Heath Precinct to talk to some staff and customers about this problem.
More than half of consumers have changed their shopping habits as a result of the Horsemeat scandal.
We interviewed the manager of Co-op, but unfortunately Aldi are not permitted to have any filming in their stores.
Instead, we are interviewing the customers at both stores.
Well, I think one of the executives from the co-op was on TV a while ago, and the quality have come clean because a lot of the produce is home produce, homegrown and all that. So I don't think the co-op in that respect have any worries, and the products that have had the horse meat, which has been in the frozen foods, have been taken off the shelves and dealt with. As a seller, I don't think it's been that bad actually. I think it's been okay.
Okay.
Customers have still got confidence in us. Well, yeah, it's got to do to a certain degree, hasn't it? Because at the end of the day, we're all eating food where you hopefully know where it's all coming from, but you don't know where it's coming from. So it's a good eye opener, I think, for the retail and the customers alike.
I don't feel I wouldn't like it, to be honest. Never from Lidl and Iceland. Well, I've never been a lover anyway of beef burgers, so I don't buy them at all now, finished altogether.
So what we've learned today is that businesses are trying to put amends on the Horsemeat scandal.
And customers permanently fear of what's in their food.
And finally, we all have phones, but is the addiction to smartphones becoming pandemic?
Smartphone.
I do.
Do you have a smartphone?
I do, yes. Would you consider yourself addicted to it? No.
Do you have a smartphone?
No, I don't.
Do any of your family members have a smartphone?
They do, yes.
Are any of them addicted to the phone?
Well, a bit, I think, sometimes, yes.
Have you got a mobile phone?
Yes.
Would you consider yourself addicted to it?
No.
Do you have a mobile phone?
I do, yes.
Would you consider yourself addicted to it?
I do use it probably quite a lot, yeah.
Is any of your family addicted to it?
I think my wife is.
Are you addicted to a mobile phone?
I am addicted to a mobile phone, yes.
Do you have any family members with a mobile phone?
Everyone's got one.